is up? Matthew Moore here for the first reaction to the Ineffable Truth by G Jones. When it comes to production, this guy is an absolute tank. His music is both complex and beautiful, which is something that I think is really hard to do, is to really balance the sort of nebulous, space-bending action of a really complex, super high BPM dance song, and then also making it sort of based in reality and make it emotional. And while he has made just sort of straight energy dance cuts, sort of like his acid tape that he did with EPROM, I expect the Ineffable Truth to be a bit more emotional and have him sort of, I'm not gonna say a story, but just a theme of something more significant than just crazy music. So let's get started with the first song, 222 Unknowledgeable. A couple of sounds from the singles I've heard, and even this intro reminds me a bit of like Fez, sort of a very pretty fantasy 16-bit game. Nice. Haha. This track is really just easing you into the rest of the album. Sort of your typical intro track to any album, just displaying, you know, the sounds and the style we're going to be getting from G Jones on this album. So let's get right to the next song, different sound. Oh, that bass is dunny. Hard. Hard. It's got me spooked. That might be the hardest beat I've heard all year, just as far as drums and bass is concerned. And I love how it's the second song. I never see it being in a set like the song that you play right after the intro that just cuts through the crowd and gets everyone really, really into it. Next song is Arbiters theme. Ravey as fuck. Crazy you can just automate the pitch of this and it's working. I think this vocal melody is pretty annoying. Definitely heard better from G Jones, I've heard better from others. Like, I don't mind circuit bending action as far as like little effects, but don't have it be the full lead. This sample is super hard. Mixed in correctly, more mainstream DJs playing the song, especially that first drop. Oh, that's just hard. I love it. It's just that in between of being experimental and having that utility to be actually played outside. Next up is Understand the Possibility. Already heard it. This is what initially got me interested in a full G Jones project. Pound for pound, that song's a beast. Pretty and crazy at the same time. Next up is Soundtrack to the Machine. Lasers, baby. Haha. Jesus. He really can't help himself. He really can't. G Jones, you really could have just kept the same lead the whole track. You didn't have to be on the fifth vibe. Definitely the most simple and straightforward track, and honestly the most like single sounding, like G Jones is sort of like a one-off track than something that would belong sort of on an album. However, it was only 2.5 minutes. Didn't overstay its welcome, but I guess it kind of kept with the theme. The soundtrack of a machine would be just a bunch of bleeps and bloops to a hard ass hip hop beat, and that's exactly what we got. Next up is Everything All at Once. Very solemn, huge break from every other song we've heard so far. I can't tell if that sound is from my computer or the song. I like how everything is volume automated, so no new tracks are just kind of popping in. They slowly float in and out. Very interesting call to make a track with literally no drums. One of the more somber tracks I've ever heard from D. Jones. And put it right after sort of a flurry of super hard bass music. To me, it seems like an interlude, but at the same time, it was like 4.5 minutes. So, pretty song. However, I'm a little puzzled by its placement in the album. Next up is In Your Head. Yeah, then we go back into In Your Head, which is another crazy song.
It's all in your head.
Here we go. Another single we already heard, and yet again, as far as the album's concerned, we're back up to just peak energy, so a little confused about the pacing and where we're heading to next. Next up is Time. One thing to note, no features. G. Jones is the J. Cole of the EDM game. Creative use of the bell.
Time.
Thematically, it works super well because it's literally as if time like just froze in like a fraction and just kept repeating. That's a dope flute. Let's go flutes. Nice. The first half of that song, I was kind of worried it was just going to be sort of another crazy dance track, but G. Jones really reeled it in towards the end there with a really nice flute lead. I think G. Jones did a great job of, whether it was with the production or the sample, keeping with the concept of time and sort of just playing around with that. So while the song is pretty long, I do like it quite a bit and definitely has a place on the album. Next up is That Look in Your Eye. There's like a big crush and a filter and a distort. Well, that has a real sense of dread to it. Oh my gosh, we're not done. I thought that was over. That song had a real sense of just epicness and also pretty positive, except for I think towards the end there was some like very, very scary shit going on with those synths. But overall, I thought the song was really, really cool. Definitely something I'll be blasting in the car later. Next up is Iridescent Leaves Floating Downstream. Very old school acid vibes. Not just with the acid lead, but the bass under it has this like very funky pitch bend to it. Overall, pretty chill track. I do like how he added some acid house elements in the songs. We haven't heard that really too much. Last song is Forgotten Dreams. Okay. Little PC music. Sophie type. Bangers right now. Oh my goodness. That's dropping bombs right now. He has a lot of songs like this on the album, but it really is his greatest strength. Like, this is what G. Jones is good at. They're so signature they can throw like 6 or 7 of them on an album, then have a couple of change-up tracks. Dope outro, sort of like an encore to the whole thing. Really didn't deviate too much or give like any extra meaning or message to the rest of their project, but still just displayed the craziness and some of the pretty things as well in the entirety of the album. Overall though, if you're looking for something that's exciting and new in the dance music scene, even though G. Jones has been around for a while, this is his strongest project yet. My only gripe is I feel like everything all at once is a bit out of place in between the Sound of Machines and In Your Head. I don't know how you could restructure the track list to make that song seem less out of place. Let me know what you guys thought about the album below, where it ranks in maybe your album of the year list so far. This has been the first reaction to the Ineffable Truth by G. Jones. See you guys next time.